Greetings, guys. Hope you all are keeping well. In today's video, I'm going to take you guys through a new and well improved UI UX for our bulk image editing tool called ZYNG. For everyone who's new here, the idea of ZYNG has been to be able to create one of the best batch editors for bulk image processing. We've seen specifically in the case of e-commerce that there's a lot of repetitive tasks that need to be performed over various steps to be able to get a desired result. A lot of it contains a lot of human effort, and our objective is to be able to control the low to mid level editing tasks as far as images are concerned and enable better workflows for agencies. As soon as I'm on the landing page, I can quickly go sign in. Once I sign in, I'm quickly able to see my dashboard, which has a bunch of workflows, pre-prepared workflows. I can also go and check out my past images. These are the two main pages. Once I'm able to do that, I quickly go around my workflows and let's start off by creating a new workflow. The idea of a workflow is that you have a range of functions and settings that you can save to be able to run that workflow in bulk. Whether it is as simple as just removing a background or whether it involves something as new as generating a fresh lifestyle background, or whether you want to place your logo, crop a certain part, we're going to see how a combination of these actually work out very well. So starting off, we are going to see a whole range of functions and export settings. Let's take an example image in this case. So I'll quickly go to my image samples, take an example image. As soon as I select that image, I'll quickly see it here and then let's perform a range of functions on it. Usually for e-commerce, one of the first important things we would need is to be able to remove the background. So we have two options. We can either remove and clip the background or we can remove the background and preserve the aspect ratio. In this case, I'm going to remove and clip the background. Once I have done that, I also need certain margin guidelines, for example. So I'm going to quickly add the margin and put in the required width, required height, then the margin everywhere else. Let's say on the bottom 0, center alignment on both the axes. I've got the desired margin guidelines, and now I can quickly go ahead and also color the background. Because specifically for Amazon, we need a white background. So we've kind of removed the background. We've created the aspect ratio that was desired for in this case, and we've added the background as well in terms of a color. You can also select different colors depending upon the brand guidelines, etc. Go ahead and check out the export settings in this case. So the export settings allows us to select the different file format, whether JPEG, PNG, WebP, AWIF. Or let's say I select JPEG, I can select the quality parameter, processing resolution, HD 4K, change the DPI, let's say to 100, and we can also choose a desired file size, whether optimized or minimum in that case. Quickly go ahead, name the workflow. Let's say I name this workflow of niche test. Now, this one is basically I've left no margin on the bottom. That has been the idea. Go ahead and create this workflow. Now, in case I want to run this workflow for multiple images, this is the true power of Zing, where we are able to actually select a whole range of images that we can run. So let's say I select 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, let's have selected these 12 images and quickly process them. In a matter of no time, we'll see the results come in here. If they're ready, I can quickly download these. and I'm going to show you guys the results of the same quickly. So everywhere we've been able to remove the background, create the same aspect ratio as you're able to see here in terms of the dimension, get the right resolution as well, and all the images have been bottom aligned. So this is a test workflow. Now let's check out other capabilities within Zing as well. Let's create a fresh workflow. Now I'm going to show you guys the ability to also crop from different body parts when we see in on model images. So let's select a sample image that we would have, and let's see what we can do in terms of cropping. So a lot of times we see like the requirement to be able to crop the nose or crop the knee depending upon the type of product we have. So let's say again we are going to go ahead, remove and clip the background. We're going to add the margin. I'm going to quickly select the margin guidelines, put them in here. In this case, let's say I put 10% everywhere. Select my alignment. I have the desired margin guidelines, but I also wanted to crop the nose. So what I'm going to do is quickly bring in crop nose from top and go ahead and perform that action right in the middle, right at the start itself. Now that we've been able to crop to the nose, I can quickly change the top margin. As we're cropping nose, we don't need it on the top, and remove that. Now we have a crop nose workflow as well. And in this case, I would also want to, let's say, generate a new background. Now this is like the true capability of Zing, where all of these workflows put together, at the end you could be generating a background. Now let's say we say that a lady standing in a bedroom. We say real photo, depth of field, and fading background. And product would be, let's say in this case, human model. Now it is going to give us a generated example. Like it's created a bed in the background, it's created this lady with her nose cropped. I can go ahead and save and create this workflow, run this workflow across different images as well. So let's say I call this workflow test, create this workflow, open it up, use this workflow. Let's select the three night suit images that we would have. So again, the idea that I'm trying to show you guys here is like the ability to be able to create different steps within the function that can then lead to all of these different steps that can then lead to an end desired image. And all of this can happen pretty much at scale. So now that we've kind of registered what the major aspects in terms of the functionality of Zing are, let's look a little deeper into all the activities and the functions it can take care of. So one of the other things that I would also like to show you guys is the ability to clip to the subject directly, where we've created a function directly for that, which can again work at scale. The other one would be the ability to crop. The other one would be to ability to also generate a background, which is something I showed you all. Let me show you the opportunity to Gen AI erase, for example. So let's select another image. In this case, I have this t-shirt and I want to probably get rid of the logo. So I can go to Gen AI erase and say logo and text. Rectangle, low, and let's say I want to remove all the logos. So we'll go ahead and quickly remove all the logos that were there. Let's check out for another image that we would have. The same thing happens here as well. So again, you can save this workflow, run it for many different files where you would want to remove the workflow. This kind of dashboard setup allows you to to have a closer look at all your images while you're processing them and see what is actually happening in the due process. Let's look at another option as well. So yes, again here we've kind of been able to get rid of the logo too. Let's look at another workflow where a lot of times we see like there are on model shoots where we have multiple skin related issues where we would probably want to get rid of a lot of the blemishes or pimples or face marks or something. So we also have an option called face retouch where we are able to kind of get rid of all of this, repaint the face and give it like a natural look. So here you'll be able to see how it has smoothened the skin in one go, gotten rid of all the deformities on the skin. Let's look at an example where we would kind of have some wrinkles on the face as well. Just zooming in so that you guys can see that better. And let's look at another example here. If you look closely, we've kind of been able to get rid of the wrinkles here on the face, and that has happened in a very good fashion. So again, this can be used as a workflow. You could be removing the background. Let's try and do that. Let's remove the background also. You've done the face retouch, remove the background, and then you can generate a new background for that. Again, in a workflow method to run these images at scale. The other cool option that I would want to show you guys is the ability to have a subject driven generative fill. Now, let's say I have an image which is a vertical rectangle, but I want to make it a horizontal rectangle. So I select subject driven generative fill. I'm going to put in a new width. Let's say 2000, a height of 1000, give 10% margin from all sides, for example. Select the desired alignment and see how I'll be able to stretch the image and generate the background too. So this is very important in cases where you need to adopt the same image for multiple formats. And this usually works like a charm, as you're able to see that we've been able to stretch the image. I'll quickly select another product in such a case where let's say we have a photo of this thing which is like created in a 3D render around it. So I'll also be able to stretch this image, or in this case crop the image as the product was already wide enough. So as you see, in some cases it is cropping the image, and in some cases it is also generating the background. This is already a horizontal image, so we would try and convert this to a vertical image for me to show you the opportunity. Again here, if I change, let's say, the margin guidelines, I increase the margin, top and bottom margins, you'll be able to see how I'm further able to zoom out into the product. And I also convert the right margin to 20. Then I'll have the product placed right in the center again. So this kind of readaptation is very important as we're looking at repurposing images for different sites and for different use cases. All of this combined with your custom export settings, put it in, process it, let AI do majority of the tasks, and making image editing specifically for e-commerce a breeze, adding value to your workflow and at the same time saving time overall. So thank you so much for like going through the new UI UX. We'll keep adding more functionality, and do look up for more videos, tutorials as we go deeper into some of the functions and how they can help. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good one.